So really just want to start with a couple little notes here. Obviously it's a day of remembrance here at Marshall, and so just want to kind of acknowledge that our women's basketball program stands with, our football team and university as a whole on today. It's an important day here at Marshall. Second thing, just talking about, our home opener tomorrow. We partnered with the American Red Cross to help them work on a project they do yearly called Project Comfort Kit, which is basically we helped them gather donations for really holiday gift packages for local veterans. And so really proud of that partnership with the Red Cross and the work that our team has done. In conjunction with Veterans Day, which was Friday, if you are active duty military, ROTC, or a veteran, you can get into the game on Monday for free. And then also, if you, we have one more drop for that Project Comfort Kit, benefiting what the Red Cross does around the holidays. You can also bring an item for that. They're looking for toiletries, maybe like decks of cards, small games that they can put in gift bags, and if you bring an item to participate in that, you also get in free. So wanted to start with those two notes and then really get into basketball. Start with Purdue, kind of reviewing last week. I think our team understands that there was positives coming out of Purdue, and I think we also maybe are frustrated that, from a timeout around the 5-minute mark to the end, I think we were right where we wanted to be in a situation like that, and yet probably frustrated that we didn't play better and cleaner down the stretch to give ourselves a better chance to win. If you go into the final media and you're one possession away, you have put yourself in a situation where you have a chance to win, and yet really didn't perform very well from that point forward. So, I think the best things from it, I think you definitely saw a team that has talent to put together and learn each other and develop into a team that's good. I thought that we really battled. They put us in a tough spot in the first quarter. I thought we really battled back into the game, took some good punches on the road at a Big Ten school, and showed that, we could hang in there with them. So, I talked about before the game not really knowing what to expect from our team. We just haven't been in that situation. I haven't looked at those faces in a huddle before, and I certainly feel more at ease about what our top end is. And I also know, and our team knows, we got a long way to go. So that's kind of the Purdue situation. We're excited to kick off the home season. Feels like it's been a long time since we've played in here. We've got West Virginia Wesleyan coming in. They haven't played yet. So one of the challenges of early on is we don't know much about them. They've got a chance to watch us now, so they'll be a little bit ahead of that. They do return some players from their team last year, so we'll try to put some stuff together about those players that we know. And I think you have to handle the things that you can handle. So we need to be prepared from an energy standpoint to we want to draw fans in here, and we want to keep them in here with how hard we play and how we play together. So I think it starts from there and works its way out. We won't know everything, so we'll have to adjust on the fly and do that well. But that's a great challenge early in the year too. That's going to happen repeatedly throughout the year. So it's fine to have it happen early.
Questions for Coach Kemper?
Coach, I'll start. You played 11 on Thursday night. Will that be the expectation that the season for you to go beyond 6 deep on the bench, or will we see like 7 or 8 as we go through the end of the season?
Yeah, I think they showed. Our team showed that we have some depth, and there are others that riding home on the bus. I was probably like, I should have given a nod to a couple others. So I think that's been one of the challenges that we as a staff have talked about is just. Day by day, sometimes it's a different player. And that has been, that's probably been the most difficult thing to figure out. Yesterday in practice, it was that way. Our second teamers, if you want to call them that, had a tremendous day. So we understand that we're working through that a little bit. And who should be out there is I think, an ongoing puzzle. that we're working on. But I think that you're going to see us play a lot of people, and I think that's going to be a thing, definitely in the intermediate term.
When you look at the stretch run of the Purdue game, obviously you said you're right there. I mean, 5 minutes to go, it's game in hand. But is that a product more of new faces and sort of trying to feel out who is the one that's going to handle the ball in those situations and building that chemistry in a tight game situation to know each other and trusting each other on the floor? Yeah,
definitely. Definitely. And you can work on that stuff, but you can't work on that stuff. And I don't know if that makes sense or not. Like we can stop practicing here with nobody in here, and we can say, okay, we're going to do late game stuff. But it's not anything like late game stuff at Purdue, And so you try your best to prepare for that. And, I think if you watched what we tried to do leaving the huddle versus what went on, we were close, but not close enough to get shots that we needed to win the game. So definitely came out of there. You watch film and you learn, like, we've got to be a lot closer to perfect to beat Purdue. And we weren't. So it is a learning experience. I do think anyone that watched the game goes, well, I think there's multiple people that possibly could have the ball in their hands at the end. That's a positive thing. But, exactly where on the floor, we're still going to learn that. And some of that stuff we probably got right, and some of that stuff we probably got wrong.
When you look at the same time, for a young team that doesn't know each other, that end of the first quarter, they could have just disintegrated and gone individual, and it seemed like they bonded together to get back in. That's got to be a positive.
Yeah, I thought our fight was good, and steadiness, and, in those moments you have to have some people step up and make shots, and you're going to talk to Mo Matthews, who was one of those players, and giving Mo credit, it's been a while since she's played, and so to go out there against Purdue and with the lights on and us needing her, I thought she was tremendous on both ends of the floor. And there were others like that, but I think you definitely see there's some scoring punch from multiple people, and that's a good thing.
Especially with the nature of your alls lineup, you are guard heavy. I mean, getting that type of contribution out of Mo early, whenever, like you said, she's not seen it in quite a while. To get that right out of the gate, obviously something that had to please you and the staff.
No doubt, she's a defensive difference maker, and we've known that for a while. And I think that, I spoke on this a little bit last week. Some players just are kind of unlucky in starts, stops, and the flow of their career. She's been one of those players. Like it hasn't really been anything that it's just luck, And I know what she's tried to do is difficult, which is, if you're going to build on offense, it's hard to do that when you haven't played in a real basketball game for 2 years. And so there's tempo, there is, things just happen a little bit faster. And so for her to come out in the first game, have that kind of game, I think is a really good start. Hopefully it builds some confidence for her. She's got a lot of ability. We're glad we have her.
Coach, you have one game this week, and then you have the 3 games in Savannah next week. And how important is these next 4 games to kind of really, it's kind of get one game off, you get the rest of the week off really, but game-wise, there's some practice obviously, but how important is the chemistry building going to be in this next little stretch run going into a multi-team tournament next week? Yeah,
I think it's going to be a really tough 2 weeks. It starts tomorrow, and we want to perform well tomorrow, and then we've got back-to-back in Savannah. And if you look at those teams, they were basically together a year ago. They've added pieces from a team that were together a year ago. So they're going through the opposite of what we're going through. They kind of did what we're doing right now a year ago. And so I think that's going to present a challenge when you're going over scouts in a hotel. We have some days to prep for Tennessee Martin. And then after that, we're going to have less than 24 hours and we'll have about 20 hours to get ready for Purdue Fort Wayne. And then again, Norfolk State, which Norfolk State is one of the better teams in their league. They just took Penn State to the wire in either their opening game or second game of the year. So that's going to be a challenge down there, you're right. And this is a big 2 weeks for us I think we need to stay level-headed. We got to take it one game at a time, and we just got to keep trying to build, what we are and who we are.
Heading to practice tomorrow night, do you begin advanced scouting on your Tuesday, Wednesday opponent, try to do as much of an advanced scout as possible to make the transition from Tennessee Martin to Norfolk, Purdue, Fort Wayne a little quicker?
Yeah, our staff will. I think that's hard to do for the players. It's hard not to. They need to focus on one game at a time. So you can't get, I don't think, too far ahead. I think you look at general things that teams do. So we may play against our zone, for instance, just to get zone minutes in. Press, same way. If we feel like somebody might press, you kind of play against yourself in that role. But, I think we try to keep them focused on the next task at hand, and then hopefully that goes well, and you shift to the next one right after that.
Talk about signing day. Last Wednesday, we haven't had a chance to argue since then. You signed 2 in this class. What do you think those 2 signings bring to your roster for next year?
That's a great question. It was in my head last week, obviously, and then you go play Purdue, and you sometimes forget to circle back around. But we signed Riley Sagister out of Ohio. She's one of the best scoring guards in the state of Ohio. Great three-point shooter. Has a chance to go down as the all-time leader in made threes in the state of Ohio. And then Alanya is a little spitfire point guard out of Florida. And both of them have a lot of energy for basketball. I think both of them fit really well in our locker room, and then also in the things that we want to do as a team. And so I think they're 2 really good contributions to our university as a whole. They'll value their education here at Marshall. They will carry themselves in a way that is positive for the athletic department. So really excited to get them in here. I think you want to add good freshmen that have multiple years to develop, and I think those 2 fit that bill.
Any questions from online? Your sound is on, so if not, that's right.
All right. Mo, you're up.
Thanks, Coach.
Our player is redshirt junior Mahogany Matthews. In Marshall's opening game, Mahogany set a new career high with 15 points, 6 field goals, and 8 field goals attempted. Any questions for Mahogany?
Mahogany, it's been a while since you've been out on the floor first. What was it like getting back out there first game?
It felt great. I didn't play my first year, came here because I transferred, and then I got COVID. That wasn't really a good season, and then I tore my Achilles. But it felt great. My teammates had confidence in me of scoring, and I had confidence in myself, so it was great to come back.
When you look at this team, you do see a lot of new faces from that. When you arrived here, it looked completely different.
Yes.
But at the same time, it seems like you all built chemistry over the last year, and there's a lot of scorers that came into the lineup. How does that help you sort of define your role with the team and sort of serve as that centerpiece down low, defense, rebounding, things like that?
We have good scorers, point guards. My role is just to clean up everything. Defensively, I'm a good defensive player. I'd rather have defense than offense, so I try to do my job on defense and then turn that into offense. I just clean up, get rebounds, basically.
I know that especially, energy plays on the defensive end, blocks. It seems like that's kind of your shtick, that's your specialty, isn't it? What type of energy do you see it give the team whenever you're able to make one of those defensive plays at least to a bucket?
It gets some hype. When I get a block, everybody screams, congratulates me. Picks me up, so it brings more energy. When we get a stop, it's like we get 3 kills, and that's basically.
I'm sure you're excited to play in front of home fans.
Yes.
Right? So is there anything you'd like to say to the fans just to come on out?
Come on out. We're going to get this win, and we're going to turn up.
How long has it been since your wait has been a lot longer than others? How long have you visualized and practiced getting to play in front of fans again and being able to, show your abilities?
A long time. It's been, I feel like 2 years, so I'm happy to play now. I'm going to show what I can do, and my team's going to show.
How difficult was the time, tearing your Achilles? Obviously, COVID was a tough year anyway, but tearing your Achilles, not, trying to build up and finally wait your turn, and and you have that injury. How mentally difficult was it coming back from that injury, and how gratifying was Purdue the other day?
It was, I wouldn't say it was that difficult because my teams and my coaches was around me. I took it day by day. Rehab, Brandy helped me with rehab. My parents told me it was going to take a while, but when my time comes, it's going to come, and now it's coming. I'm doing my best, so I'm glad to be back.
All right, you're one of the few returners from this roster. I know you haven't played the past couple years, but you know Coach Kemper, you know the scheme well. How important has it been for you to develop as like one of the leaders of this team, being here for the past couple years?
When I first got here, I wasn't really. I was part, but I wasn't the big star. I had my roles, basically, clean up the boards, play my defense. But now, since we have basically all new players here, everybody has their chance to be the star, and I'm trying to be like that. And he tells me I have my confidence now. He has confidence in me. So basically, yeah.
Any questions from online? Mahogany, thank you.
Thank you.